Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming for another Monday Night Draw.
I'm not on camera, am I? Push the couch back.
You're not on camera.
Okay. Freaking look. Out of cold air blowing straight. How do you work all day like that?
We're actually starting a little bit late this morning because Meredith walked halfway down and went, "It's too cold," and ran all the way back upstairs. So, if you gave it more of a margin, I'm saying.
I told you I was late because somebody came to the door.
Makayo Church is here. Elfin RC Designs, One Mighty R. Ross Klein is here. Eric Daniels, Dan Genovese, Dan DeSantos is here. Good to see you. Allison McGlone. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. This is going to be Geralt of Riviera, whatever. The Witcher.
Geralt of Rivia.
Rivia, thank you. And I'm going to be honest. We talked about, oh no, I broke my pencil. Sometimes I do this. We talked a bunch over the last few weeks about what characters to draw, and I've got this long list in my head, and I was waiting to get a chance to draw some of them. I have gone blank. It was a busy day, and so I thought, what do I really want to draw? And so this was all me, I have to admit. So I hope you guys like it.
If not, too bad.
Yeah. And I remembered some of them. I really wanted to do this one. The minute I thought of it, I thought, okay, I'm doing this one. The other one I thought actually, I was thinking Master Chief from Halo, but I haven't really played a Halo since the first one. I'm not very good at it. Oh, by the way, Henry Jeremic, here's the layout right there. It's this one. These are, I know they're not the best, but I'm working on the next video. I was halfway through. I would have been finished. I got on a phone call and I ended up not finishing. So I've got that, and then there's a little more here, and it's coming along. I'm basically working through some neck anatomy. That'll be up. That'll be up tomorrow, actually. Guaranteed, it will be up tomorrow. You can don't come to my house, but you know what I mean. Okay. As much as it would be nice to see you guys, I wouldn't want somebody coming to my house because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. That's no good. All right.
So what's new and exciting in your life?
I cut the grass.
Not today.
Not today. This weekend. But I'm only halfway through because we have a lot of grass. So that's going to be the other thing I'd like to get done tomorrow. What else? I got nothing. How about you, Meredith?
I had a busy day. So busy, and I'm so tired that I already have my PJs on. So be warned. If Man One says, "It's my birthday, Meredith Finch," guess what?
Oh, no, you can't know. We just got here.
I can't sing happy birthday?
You gotta, ease us into that one.
I don't think so. There's no easing somebody into their birthday. He said it's his birthday. That means he wants the birthday song.
Right, okay.
Happy birthday,
Sorry,
If Man One.
Can't fight it.
Happy birthday, If Man One. Happy birthday, If Man One. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Go to the store.
Okay.
Don't shut the door. There is no more.
Stop begging you.
I just wanted to see how much you could get away with.
I'm drawing a little stiff right now.
My singing was spot on.
It was great.
JDSCT has a super chat for $5. Sorry, Dave, but this won't happen again on a Monday again until 2033. So I got to take my shot. Meredith, today is my birthday. Guess what? It's Joseph, right?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you, Joseph. Happy birthday to you, Joseph. Happy birthday to Joseph. JDSCT, which Dave can never remember to say. Happy birthday to you.
And moving on.
I could do more.
Really happy birthday. But,
Wow, that was 2 in a row.
It was.
People are waiting. It's like they want to be sung to, Dave.
Yeah, but nobody else. Okay, whatever. Fine. Fair
I
enough.
have my public.
Mm-mm.
They want to hear me sing.
Yeah.
They want me to sing to them.
Your public. So I don't know if anybody noticed. I've got my camera that I had before. This was the one that I had up here. There again, and I've got my old camera back here. It's been that kind of week. I've been fighting with my setup. I have it working pretty well. Is it? See, it's working well, and it's not doing the things that it was doing. The drawback is that I'm not in 4K, which I kind of realize doesn't actually matter because I can't stream 4K anyway. I was only ever streaming. It was down-resing it anyway. So there you go. So yeah, back to the old setup. So that huge like overhead armature and the whole deal that I got, total waste of money.
So I have somebody on the stream who said, please pray for Gary Shipman, who is a comic book artist and a father of 3 children. And I assume he must not be well. So we will say a prayer. Thank you, Humphrey Bear. And we will say a prayer for Gary Shipman today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just I don't know what's going on with comic books this year. It's a tough year to be a comic book.
Yeah, and it can be a scary thing, not feeling, not doing well with your health working in comics because we very often don't have health insurance. Now, in Canada, we're very fortunate that way, and I'm always grateful for that. But I know it's something that can affect a lot of people and something to be aware of. It's a great career. You do have to, and you can do very, very well, but you have to be responsible too. And no, I don't mean this is any kind of it's just making me think about people being sick in comics. I hope that doesn't sound like I'm reflecting that on Gary at all. It's not how I mean that. Well, obviously, hopefully you guys know that.
Allison Magone says, I'm also in my PJs. It's PJ night.
Nice.
Sonic Comics says, hi, I'm new here. I came from Kurt Colorist. Welcome, awesome. Sonic.
Good to have you here. Sorry. While you're waiting, I want to point out that this is my Dan DeSantos pose. It's not a pose from Dan DeSantos, but I took his class last year, and I was really trying to learn painting, but I ended up learning actually a lot about composition. And I have a tendency, I always draw like the action pose, which I still really like, and I still will always do. But this is more of a contemplative kind of pose. He's got the head of the guy he just, killed, like the monster he just killed, hanging down here, and he's kind of looking off in the distance. Something I never do. I always have the characters looking at the camera. So this is a departure for me. I know it's not much, but it is something.
Tomic Art has a super chat for 99 cents. Tomic says, hey, y'all. Or as much as I could see that was what Tomic was saying.
Because
Tomic knows how to super chat. I don't know why. So, David, question.
Yeah.
He's doing this in like parts. Tomic, you're killing me here. Jamal Rashid is here with the super chat for $4.99. Hey, guys, stopping by. God is good. Amen. Amen.
Yes, thank you very much, Jamal. Very much appreciated, as always. So this is going to be inked, but,
If Man One says, Meredith, thank you. Tell Dave to quit hating.
Hating?
Yeah, hating on my singing.
Oh, okay. Like, well, I try and keep it positive.
No, yeah, you hate on me.
You know what? If you can't hate on your wife that sings happy birthday all the time, who can you hate on?
That's apparently. Apparently. The Jenga Ninja, though, said encore. Oh, Tomic Art says, Dave, I got my first professional job, and I wanted to know if you'll be making a tutorial on tech.
On tech. First of all, congratulations. Yes, that is great news. Congratulations. I did a little bit of a tutorial on tech. It was in a texture thing. Here's the thing. I'd be happy to do it.
What is the thing, Dave? Tell us the thing.
I was about to say the thing. Anyway, I'd be happy to do it. It would be one of those videos, and I don't mind. I'm trying to make all these videos, or at least I have been at times trying to make all these videos like, what's my hook and, make a good video. Well, I don't know if you noticed lately, I'm not trying to do that as much. Like the next one with Nex, you really see what I mean. I can't see how his hair goes here. Sorry. Hold on. So yeah, I think actually that would be a lot of fun to do. What I would do is actually just draw like a big tech environment and just talk you guys through it. I think it'd be just fun to do.
Excuse me, you are not allowed to draw just for fun.
No?
No. It's banned. Banned. I can't make the buzz. Oh, sorry, apologies. Apologies for my yawning. Eric Ferries is here. Man, it's been ages since I was last able to make it to a live broadcast. Been binge watching previous streams while I work.
Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I always appreciate anybody that watches, and I tend to watch things afterwards. So, but it's always nice to have you guys here for sure.
Antoine Washington in the house with the super chat for $1.99. Happy Monday, Meredith and Dave. Glad to be here. Antoine just super chats so I can say his name. God bless you, Antoine. Thank you. Grim Cancer has a super chat for $1, but I do not see a comment. So Grim, tag me like hashtag Meredith or whatever the little @ sign is, so that and then ask your question so that I can read it. Or comment, perhaps. Grim has a comment.
It'd be a long night.
Why? Because I'm yawning already?
No. Because it's
Is you're failing already?
Actually, that too. Yeah, I had a lot of trouble to start, and I might still be. Hopefully not. But it's the nice thing about just being really, really loose is I can just keep kind of playing with it, like massaging it like Play-Doh.
Until it works.
But it's got a lot of detail too. That's actually more what I meant.
Hunter Barnhart has a super chat for $2. Still waiting on a Tarzan piece for Monday's stream.
That is actually a great choice too. Okay. See, here's my problem. I write these things down, Tarzan, and then I end up moving on to a new piece of paper and I lose the old one. And then, yeah, I lose the list because I had actually a really good list built up. And
you need a whiteboard.
I need a whiteboard. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
Or a bulletin board.
Bulletin
board. A bulletin board. All right. Grim Cancer, here we are, has another super chat for $5. Just wanted to say, David, you are one of my inspirations. I draw as much as humanly possible and wanted to say thanks. Also, for next Monday, could you draw Dark Side?
See, that's a good choice too. Let me write that one down. Now, that might be just a little bit, but I definitely would like to do it because it's different too. And yes, and thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Okay. We're coming along slowly.
My eyes is as itchy tonight. Touch the darn cat. LeVar Peterson has a super chat for $1.99. Any hints for drawing horns like on Daredevil?
Sure. Okay, here, I'm just going to do it on the back of this one. So I've got my Daredevil head. Let's just draw this in really quickly. Here's an eye. Here's an eye. I really do kind of need to at least somewhat draw the face properly. So I'll try and make it quick, but so here's kind of my face. Not really the best drawing of a head in the whole world, but there you go. For the horns, I want one horn to start here. I'm just going to draw a circle. And by the way, his head has a bit of a curve to it, like this, the forehead in that area. So this circle is going to follow that curve. So it's, I'm not drawing it flat. I'm drawing it kind of along the arc, not too much, just enough. And then this one here, and I want to make sure I'm basically lined up. And I think that looks pretty good if I lined up with the eyes. I wouldn't actually do that, probably. Usually I don't have that problem, but just in case. And so that's the base of the horn. Now my whole head is coming out at this kind of an angle here. So I want my horns to come out at that angle. And then they just come up. Just like this. Now I have actually, and I'm looking at this and I feel like this one looks fine. This one here looks like it's kind of curved in because I think based on the fact that it's curving around, it would actually point just a little bit more straight. So you would see it more like this. Otherwise, it looks like it's kind of bent. And so there you go. And then I could just cast a shadow from it. There's one. There's the other. Give it like a core shadow with a little bit of a rim light there. Do the same thing on this one. And that's basically it. From the side. There's his head from the side. And they're here again. And so it would just stick out straight like that. I think that's pretty obvious. So, but that's basically how I would always approach it. If I'm looking down at a head, it would be the same thing. It's just the curve would go the other way and it would point in the same direction that the head is pointed.
Ross Main has a super chat for £10. Hi, David Meredith. Any advice you could give those who are interested in learning how to write and draw their own stories? Where should you place your focus when first starting out? And how do you not lose quality or sanity?
Okay, I'm going to give my opinion first. My opinion is you should start out with like an awesome character that you would actually really enjoy reading about, or from my perspective, seeing. So like I created my own character just over the last year. It really doesn't even have a story. It's nothing. But the point is that all I really did, and this is how I would come up with a character. So this is my perspective. So take it as it is. But I just came up with something that I thought would be cool visually. And that's what I did. I really had nothing else. That's the idiot way of doing it, but it's also the image way of doing it. And man, we had a lot of success with that. So, say what you will. I don't think it's such a bad way to go. You really want to start with somebody, because for comics, it's like a power fantasy, either for men or for women. Really, it's.
I don't know if that's still true.
The kind of comics I like, and I like different types too, but the kind of comics I like, and I think the kind of comics that a lot of us like, they are kind of a power fantasy, and that sounds bad, but the fact is that we all would kind of dream of having the ability to affect the world in a way that we can't really, and say those things that we wish we could have said, and have that kind of strength. And so I think that's a huge appeal of characters. And so I try and think of that type of character, and then a scenario that's going to work for that character. Okay, your turn.
I think you need to know what the point of your story is.
The point of your story is to have an awesome character. Meredith's right. You need to have some kind of a theme.
Otherwise,
it needs to mean something.
You need to know. You need to write out beginning, middle, and end in broad strokes. And what's the point of me reading it? Like at the end of the story, what did I get out of it? Because if I didn't get anything out of it, then you just wasted my time. Every comic has at least a point. Like the character takes an arc. So you need to know the arc your character's taking. And stay true to that. Doesn't have to be complicated. Like,
okay, so I have a challenge for you.
My character learns to get dressed.
I have a challenge for you that you're not going to like.
All right.
You have a character like Batman, and we all know his motivation, but if you were writing Batman right now, what would you do? You couldn't just do that. Like, you can't do it. His parents were killed, blah, blah, blah. So give him, number one, a reason aside from just, his parents. And most importantly, give him an arc. Quick, go.
Why would you pick Batman?
Because I had to write Batman and it was a nightmare.
His every story on the face of the earth about Batman has ever been told. This is the problem with writing this is why those characters now feel stale in many ways.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that, They can at times,
They can at times.
but I'll tell you what,
Or you have to keep upping the ante
yeah.
to make it and take them farther from.
So what you're saying is it becomes more about the villain.
Yes, well, there you go.
Yeah, the Tom King wanted to do a story where Batman loses everything, which, you know, I hate the idea of that because it's not the Batman I want to read. But, you know, from a creating drama and doing something interesting, I thought, well, okay, you know, it's a respectable way to go. This is the problem, though.
But you cut me off before I finished.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go.
Because at the end of the day, everybody can tell the same story. It's still going to be different. And this is part of the problem with characters. You don't have to tell a different story. Just it can be the same story, the same hero journey. Every fantasy story is the same hero's journey, but it's written by a different person, so they bring their own flavor to it.
Fair enough.
So you can tell the same stories over and over again because different people will bring their own interpretation.
Unknown caller.
And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Telephone. Here, let me hit mute. I don't know what that was, but
well, anybody
was
that we
some kinda-
care about, Eric.
I can tell just looking at it. It's like a spam call.
Oh, there you go. Fair enough. Eric's not calling. He's on the stream.
Yeah.
I think he's on the stream. Long Journeys has a super chat for $5. Any tips for drawing scales like on a dragon or a mermaid?
Yes. Hold on. I'm almost done with the face. Okay. So I've kind of done this before, and I did this with Captain America scales, but basically all you do, here's just say this is a shoulder. And my round basically of my form is kind of like this. That makes sense? And so what I want to do is have my scales. Let's just start here. And now this is like an Aquaman where I'm doing a rounded scale, or Captain America. And then for the next row, I'm just going to interlock them like this. And this looks very easy, but you'd be amazed, or at least I'm always amazed at how quickly I can end up losing it and they don't kind of line up. Generally speaking, I'm not so worried about making it absolutely perfect. So there you go. There's some Aquaman scales. That's the best way that I know how to do it. Rather than trying to draw one scale at a time, which I am obviously doing, it's more of an assembly line process. So I can just kind of come through like this and just keep going. So there you go. And then the next stage for me is to just catch some shadow. And so I'm going to light it from here. And so I've got shadow pulling up in here and here. And depending on how much patience you have, you can really, and I can even go darker here, start to bring it up. I don't do that because I find it really difficult to make that work. By the way, on the edge, I really want to show the edge and not just go to a clean edge like that. So just like this. So yeah, that's basically it. Obviously, it's not finished. And then for like a dragon scale, it'd be the same thing. I would just maybe give it a little more shape like this. This is going to take longer too as a result, but you don't want just, or maybe you do, depending on what you want. I'm just doing something a little bit different. And so there's something that's got just a little bit more shape to it. Obviously, the technique is the same. I could even give these a little bit of a spine up the center. And then the same kind of shadowing. And that's it. Obviously, you have to have some patience for this one. It takes a while. There's no real way about that. So there you go. No way around that.
No, sometimes you got to put the work in, like with wings.
Well, and I'll tell you, there's nothing more helpless. This is why I like being a penciler, and being an inker is a little tough right now. Is there are times I just realize I don't have time, and you can loosen up with pencils, and you can rely on inks to clean that up, ideally, and you know they always do. When you're inking, you don't have that ability, and it can be very stressful at times.
Ooh, Tagmo Model Works had a good suggestion. Post-its.
Post-its for what?
for when you get a suggestion.
Oh
Got
yeah.
all those big blank walls.
Do we have any Post-its?
I got tons of Post-its.
There you go. We're gonna do it. Thank you.
That's a great idea.
And I've got, I know I had Thundercats. That was one, and I thought about doing that tonight actually. But honestly, once I thought of Gerald, I just really wanted to do it. So it is what it is tonight. But Thundercats will do at some point. I still owe Greg L. Is Greg L here? I don't know. I didn't hear from Greg L. I didn't see him in the chat just now, but I want to do another static picture for Greg L. And we got the Henry wanted the.
Speaking of Henry, you said Henry. I literally just saw a comment from Henry. Meredith, please answer honestly. When was the last time that you either looked or added to quote unquote the list? Last year.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Last
I know.
year.
That's how it goes, though. It's
on actually a different computer now.
well, which is part of the reason why you haven't seen it for a while.
That computer died.
Yeah. Look, no excuse.
Is what it is.
No excuse.
There's a never-ending list of people, things that people could want Dave to
Look
draw.
at this. So I've got my camera and all my stuff over here.
Uh-huh.
Check it out. This is
What?
what my desk looks like without my nice piece of paper over it.
Disgusting.
Yeah, with like 10 years of paint. 10 years. 30 years.
More than that.
30 years
I've
of
known
paint.
you more than 10 years. You've had that desk long before you had me.
That's a lot of reality on that
If
desk.
I really wanted to hurt you in a divorce, I'd take the desk.
That would hurt.
Speedbag Boxer wants to know, hey, Meredith, did Dave have a talent for art when he was a kid, or did he learn when he got older? Answer honestly.
I had a talent somewhat. I know that I did. By the way, this is going to drive me up the wall. Hang on. I can't do it. I'm moving it over. Now my whole camera's going. Hang on. We're almost there. I just like it when it looks cleaner. At least for the live stream. What can I say? Still not. Stupid thing. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh my gosh.
I don't care. I'm cleaning. I'm
Sure.
fixing it.
Like, seriously.
Fixed.
Okay. Here's a question for you. Dan Genovese wants to know.
No, I didn't even answer the other one.
Oh, what was the other one?
The other one was, did I have a talent for drawing? I did. I knew that I could draw. I couldn't draw, really well. I obviously didn't know how to draw people or anything like that. I knew that I could draw in the same way that I think, a lot of you know that, by the way, my camera is all coming in. Like, it's everything that was happening before, it's now doing. It's like there's no win.
It's OBS.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to talk to Eric tomorrow and see if he's able to kind of maybe workshop it. Help me out with it a little bit. Because, yeah. Okay. Sorry, Dan Genovese.
Wants to know regarding the commissions for the Kickstarter. Are they going at the end of your commission list, or are you allocating time to work on those specifically?
They are specific. So, yeah. I got the I got a bunch of cards for book plates, and so those are going to be done over the next 3 weeks. Basically, what I'm going to do is, instead of playing The Witcher or whatever it is that I'm playing, I'm going to spend a few hours at night and just get through them that way, because it's very difficult for me to say, hey, I'm going to take a big portion of my workday. I can do it, but I have other stuff I need to get done that I'm always behind on. So yeah, I've got everything I need. It will be done relatively shortly. It won't take too long. Then I need to go. I think it's going to be next month. I'm going to be going to, actually, I'm sure it's next month. I'm going to be going to the States to sign everything that I need to sign for it. And then we'll be able to start getting them out. So it's coming right up. And that actually reminds me, I need to talk to Kurt from Color with Kurt. I had something. Actually, I wanted to. I said, I'll email you about it, and then I totally forgot, and it still needs to get done. So hopefully, you can still do it. We talked about it, but there's a picture for the book that I really would like him to be able to do.
The Jinga Ninja has another super chat for what is the Japanese currency?
Yen.
500 yen. Just want to say thanks for these amazing draw streams. Been a huge influence with my artwork and looking forward to watching more of them.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. From Japan, a place that is on my bucket list to go see sometime. I'm really dying to go to Japan. Meredith, not so much, only in the sense that she doesn't ever want to leave the house again. What, you one day, right? You'll want to travel again.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. But yeah, I really would love to be able to see Japan.
Tegmo, I would like to go to Japan too. Tegmo Monoworks has a super chat for $5. That call was Batman. He called to say, I'm Batman. Wait a second. I'm Batman.
I should have picked up.
That's better.
It'd be the best telemarketing call ever.
I'm Batman. Samuel Reyes has a super chat for $10. Happy Monday. Another question. When drawing beards, how do you draw it in the mouth in a way that looks believable and not awkward? I struggle to draw the lips sitting right with the beard.
That is a very good question. And I think I kind of covered that. What's the matter?
I'm Batman.
Oh, okay. I think you were great. That's great. I kind of covered this quite a while ago, but I'm going to grab another piece of paper here. I'm trying to preserve these because I only have a few left. I don't want to buy more. Move some stuff around here. Okay. Okay. Beards. So I'm just going to draw like a neutral head. I'm not going to bother tightening up the eyes or anything because it's not really going to affect the beard, obviously. Here's my mouth. I'm just going to draw it as if there's no beard, which is what I do, actually, always. So there's my mouth. Draw the chin just so I need that there. Obviously, I can't, unless I draw a ridiculously big beard, but even then, I kind of like to have the beard or the chin defined. All right, in here. So there's kind of a head. Now, the first thing I need to do is I'm going to start here. I'm just going to give him his mustache here, which you can see looks terrible. And then for his beard, I'm going to start here. And I'm just going to work with a bit of a shape. I don't want to go too dark with that because I don't want a mess to deal with, but I'm just going to erase through. So I've got a beard, basically like that. I'm going to lighten this down. There it is. Let me lighten this down. And I'm just going to start to draw a few hairs coming up into the mustache at first. So I've got an overall shape, and these are just some individual hairs. I don't want to get too carried away. I don't need much. And now I'm going to shadow underneath it because it's going to project out a little bit, and I don't want it to be a totally flat shape under there. So let me cut into this just a bit. But really, the rest really is just detail. And so there you go. Now I can see the lower lip here. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm just drawing hair pattern, almost like a texture on top of the shape that I already have established. And I can be a little bit more, like I can give it a little peak there. I don't want it to all look like it has just an exact line defining it, but all in all, that's really gonna do. And then under his neck, I'd have a shadow under that. And so you can see that's really all there is to it. It's actually very simple, but it's really easy to kind of get a little bit lost with it. I know. So yeah, it really comes down to just using your shadows properly. So yeah, the whole beard, you really wouldn't see the upper lip because it's casting a shadow over the upper lip. Obviously, your lighting could be a little different, but that's pretty much how I always end up doing it. Pretty simple. All right.
Thank you, David. Just scrolling through. Next super chat comes from Hunter Barnhart for $5. Gotta bounce. We'll finish later. No rush on Tarzan, Dave. LOL. Just excited. I'd love a cover from you for one of my books one day. If Image says yes, I'll call.
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
And Greg L. Static Art has a
Hey, there
stupid
he is.
chat for $1.99. He says, hey, David Meredith, I'm here. Just driving. Keep your hands on the wheel.
Yep.
And your eyes on the road so that you get home safely or get wherever you're going safely. Thank you, Greg. And Matthew Mayer, sorry. It says you need to draw Elric of Mellenborn at some point. And
yeah.
then
that would be a blast.
the one I was going to read was Mario's Ultimate Art. My desk is messier. That's nothing.
Yeah, it's not so much. I mean, it's messy. It's mostly it's just so much ink and paint ground into it over the years.
Dave, are you still using Logic Capture?
Yes.
Okay, Lance DeBoyer says, Meredith, is Dave using Logic Capture still? I might know the solution.
Really? Okay, tell me. Or did he say?
No.
You know what? We'll talk.
There you go.
Thank you very much in advance, whether it works or not, frankly. I mean, you know, I'm happy to take any kind of help I can get. And really, if it doesn't work, it's always worth a shot.
Jim Chan says, I'm not feeling great, so I have to watch later. Feel better, Jim. He does say you guys are awesome and thanks for the work you guys do.
Thank you.
Feel
very
better,
much,
Jim.
Yeah.
Story by Osmosis has a super chat for $20. Here's my take. Batman began in Transylvania as a vigilante inspired by and motivated to stop the tyrant Vlad the Impaler. After succeeding, Batman has to flee to the west when militia swear to cull all Inhumans. That's his Batman story.
Not bad.
Not terrible. It's pretty good.
See, and that has the visuals.
Yep.
It's got Transylvania. I'm imagining some Mike Mignola kind of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
A little bit in there. I like it.
Always Bram Stoker's Dracula.
So here's my story pitching ability. And by the way, you know, if you want to know how it went, just, you know, try and remember if you can remember this Batman story. I wanted to do zombie Batman. And I actually pitched that to the editor.
I think that would have been cool.
I think so.
Apparently the editor did not.
You know what? He was nice enough to say he thought it sounded cool.
That's as far as it cool, but not going to do it.
Well, look, it's not just that. You have to bear in mind, I wasn't the writer on the book, and it was Tom King who was writing it. And he was there too, and he was nice enough to say that it sounded good. But he had his own story, and you know, we were out for dinner, and I was just throwing stuff out there. I thought it would be awesome. I still do think it would be awesome, but
it would have been awesome, Dave.
But you know, he had his own story. that he had been planning for a long time. And generally speaking, it's a bad idea to let your artist just take over and say, let's do something crazy.
Fair enough. Generally, it's a bad idea to let you take over because
I have the dumbest but the most fun ideas. That's
There you
what I
go.
think.
that sums it up pretty well. Samuel Reyes has another super chat for $5. Samuel says, for the camera, I use OBS as well with the same brio. Turn off autofocus and set it how you want manually. It holds a lot better.
Now,
I record that way.
here's the thing. Let me go to it here. Autofocus is off. I don't have autofocus on.
Maybe that's wrong.
No, he said turn off autofocus.
I know, but I'm saying maybe
If I turned on autofocus, it would focus on my hand and then back to the page. And that's what it looks like it's doing. So it's a totally reasonable, kind of diagnosis. So I don't know why it's doing it. Without autofocus, that shouldn't be happening at all. It's a real, I don't know.
conundrum.
And here's the other. Look,
Wrapped up in a mystery.
I'd like to be able to film 4K. And I'd like to be able to have the thing overhead, which means I need to have a distance. So I need a better camera. Those things run, a bunch of money. And
More money than we have.
Meredith's spending us in the poorhouse with horses. So, maybe in another 10 years.
I'm sorry. I'm reading the stream. What? I didn't jump up there fast enough.
No, I said you were spending us into the poorhouse. I thought, she's mad now. She went quiet.
No, I am. We're broke right now. This is what it is. Esquivo Art has a super chat for $1.99. It would be helpful if you would actually draw pages. Then we would, hope to meet you guys at Florida SuperCon. Y'all rock.
Yeah, absolutely. When is that?
July.
All right. Oh yeah, that's right.
Miami in July. Have fun.
Yeah, I will see you there.
I won't be there. Isaac's going though.
Yeah, it'll just be me. But Isaac coming to that one?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I will see you there. Hope Isaac likes he's pretty.
He's easy to travel with.
He's easy.
Mario Ultimate Art wants to know Meredith. Ugh, I can't read. My eyes are fuzzy tonight. Who is Dave's favorite animal? Dipper.
Yeah. So we've got a bunch of horses, and I'm not going to name all the horses, but Dipper is one of the horses and is my favorite. Also, the biggest, like a real problem horse. He really doesn't get along with the other ones well. Horses have like a boss. So you have a hierarchy. You have the horse that's in charge, and they chase all the other horses around, and then it works its way down. Anyway, Dipper, a lame older horse who really, by all rights, shouldn't, but he's such a jerk to the other horses, they finally gave up and he's in charge. So he's a problem, but I still really like him.
He's pretty. And he's very good with people.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's very affectionate.
All right. Pardon me. I had to yawn. I know my eyes are a little blurry from being outside all day. They get really dry, and now I'm trying to add water to them.
Yep.
Your mom said I need to get some drops with special, I can't think of what the lubricant is. But something. I need to get eye drops.
Okay.
So that I can read. Just scrolling through the stream so I don't miss anybody because that's the worst. Okay, here we go. Antoine Washington has another super chat for $4.99. Dave, do you have a way to receive fan art? If not, will you ever have a way to receive fan art? Asking for a friend. LOL. Love the drawing.
Thank you so much, Antoine. We have
No,
We have
we don't have a way to receive fan art.
not yet, but we do have a Facebook group.
Right. We share fan art that way.
Yeah.
That's a great way to receive fan art. And then we can see it when I look at I see the stream Facebook Finch Flock page every day, multiple times a day.
Which reminds me, I added a bunch of people on Instagram. I have not been on for a few days, so I think I missed some of you guys, but
a few people said thanks for the ad.
okay.
Oh, I can't stop yawning. Oh dear. Daniel Castelli has a super chat for $4.99. Hi guys. I know you're a big Batman fan, but don't you ever get tired of his attitude? He's literally been brooding for 90 years. Like, get over it.
Yeah,
Daniel, Dave has literally been brooding for 50. He's not going to get over it.
Yeah. I could see that point, but my personal opinion,
Maybe
I think
we should do the 90-year-old Batman. Maybe somebody should tell that story.
my personal opinion is that you know what I think happened? Hold on. Stupid thing. Yeah. It's malfunctioning. Not only I have it set to 65 degrees frame of view, and it's zooming all the way out to 90, and then I click it anyway. I don't know, and it just keeps doing it. It's real problems. To me, that's not OBS at that point. That's actually the camera itself is just malfunctioning.
Or maybe you just need to reinstall OBS.
It's not OBS.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with OBS. That's internal to the software. It's a problem with the...
Maybe we need to reinstall the camera software.
Yeah, I'll have to give that a try too.
The Art Jedi has a super chat for $10. Hey, Dave, been a while. Wanted to let you know that Dan Fraga hired me to draw some comics for him. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me so I could get to this point in my career.
That is great news. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good to see you. It has been a while.
That's awesome. Love, love, love to hear that.
Yep. That is great. Well, I'd really like to see some of the stuff when you're ready. All right. Ruler.
Greg L. Static Art has a super chat for $1.99. Which convention are you going to in Miami?
Which convention am I going to in Miami, Meredith?
I don't know. Off the top of my head, unfortunately. It's a convention in Miami in July. That's let me look. Hold on. Miami. Miami. I'm gonna sing all about Miami. I don't know which one you're going to. That's like an old one. That's from like 2021. No idea. Just Googling Miami, I can't find it. So that would involve more time searching. Something in July. That's all I know. I was laughing because Dave hates hot weather and he's going to be in Miami in July. He especially hates humidity.
I don't hate it that much.
The good news is that the hotel will be air conditioned. Convention center will be air conditioned.
That's right. I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You will be fine. Anthony G is a super chat for $9.99. Is the camera mounted to the desk? Whoops. Or the floor? It looks almost like some anti-shake feature in the camera is trying to compensate when Dave moves his hand and shakes the table.
Yeah, I could see that. The camera has not moved from... It's been the same. like this is how I had it this whole time. So maybe it's possible that they've come out with some kind of, very destructive anti-shake, but it even happens like I'm not touching the desk when I do this. So no, it's not that either. Who knows? It's really frustrating though. Like I'm at a point where they must have a competitor.
It's, you know what it is? It's almost like it's trying to focus on your hand and then the picture. When you put your hand there, it's trying to focus on your hand.
Check it out. It's not doing it now. But if I put it directly in front, and it's autofocus.
Oh, there it is.
Autofocus is off. So whatever. You know what? I'm at a point with it. I think I'm going to start looking at what if they have a competitor out there. Not that this has been a great camera, but I am not a technician and I can't make it work. So
well, give it a chance with Eric and see what he can do. Allison offered to help because she used to work in TV. I don't know. I have a few people. Lance thinks he can help.
That's right. Yeah. You know what?
Give it the good old college try.
We'll exhaust our options.
We will exhaust our options. So, and then we'll buckle down and you're starting to conventions. So we'll just spend some convention money on a camera. Yeah. Cause every time you move, it's,
I know. And I really thought I had the solution for it by moving the other camera. And ultimately it was better. And I would leave it like that, but I wasn't happy with that either. And I thought I had it solved.
Oh, well, it's fine. I complain, but if we have to get another camera, you have to get another camera. That's what it is.
Well, this isn't going to work. Okay.
No, it's not. It's not working. Greg L. Static Art has a super chat for $1.99. Tips on drawing hair like The Witcher or Conan.
The Witcher and Conan have very different hair. So, so Conan is across like this. And then you figure you want your, these kinds of hair, individual hair details to all come up to the center. And then, it comes out, and generally, like for long hair like this, I want to think basically a shape like this is my simple shape that I have in my head. And I don't want that shape, obviously, because there's not enough there, but I can now, and I don't draw that beforehand, but it is what I kind of think about. And I really like to go with, it's called a line of beauty, something that I got from George Bridgman. And it's just a smaller curve going into an opposing larger curve. And I use it all the time, especially with hair. And so I'm just kind of putting a bunch of these in. I've got this here, and then this is stopping here, and I can continue it above, and that puts, this in front of it. Same kind of a thing here. And now on the other side, I'm doing basically the same kind of a deal. And obviously, because it's got dark hair, I'm just going to go with the side of the pencil, and it wouldn't be so perfect like this, but that's basically how I would establish my light. Just along the top, just like this. And then down the sides, there's a little more involved, but that's basically it. Now with The Witcher, it's the same kind of a thing. It's just different at the top. But that's really all there is to it in simple terms. I could, I guess, go into more detail and especially talk about different artists that influence how I draw hair and how I picked up different, I want to say techniques, but it's really not techniques so much as it is just different visual tricks. So I guess that's techniques, but that's really all there is to it as it comes in and out of focus. All right.
Brad Scott's helping me out. The Florida SuperCon in Miami.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Brad. That's the show you'll be at.
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
I did. Florida SuperCon.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you very much, Brad. Appreciate it. Florida SuperCon. Is it my first show back in the States? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if that's your first one because you're going to San Diego. I'm not sure which one's first.
Yeah. We've got Phoenix. I think we're going to Phoenix.
No, you're going to Colorado and New
Colorado?
Jersey.
Colorado, New Jersey. Okay.
Spirit Retro as a super chat for £5. How much wheelway do artists have with commercializing their work if they do homages to an aspect of a character design like Batman's cape and cowl? Leeway. Sorry, there's a W there, so it was
Okay.
it was a typo.
I've heard, I don't know if this is true or what the exact number is, but I have heard that if you change something like 15%, then it becomes its own original thing. And there does come a point where there needs to be some ability to draw similar things. I mean, otherwise, you could never draw another character with a cape if you did one character with a cape. So I think that you could use in a character. Now, look, I'm not a lawyer, but I think you could use Batman's cape entirely with that kind of a shape to it. I do think that if you went with the cape, with the cowl, and then the ears, that is so iconic to Batman, they would not tolerate that. So, or like Spider-Man, you could take quite a bit if you took the spider symbol. They're not going to tolerate that. So there's some elements of the design you can't take that are really individual to the character. I think some of that's kind of common sense. Like, obviously you can't take a logo on a character like Batman's logo. But yeah, if you wanted to play with that type of cape, I think you certainly could. You just couldn't draw exactly that cowl also. And not that you would want to, I'm sure. I mean, wouldn't really make sense to try and put out an original character and have him look just like Batman. But you could certainly be influenced by it pretty heavily, and I think you'd be okay. As a matter of fact, there's a long list of characters that are very influenced by Batman. The one that kind of comes to mind for me right now is Midnighter. If you look at him, he's very different, but he's still pretty influenced. You could even say Midnighter, to me, reminds me of the Owl. Whatever. I drew him in Forever Evil. He's part of the crime syndicate. Now I can't remember.
Brad Scott Art has a super chat for $20. Brad says, "Hola, David. How many comics should an independent creator sell before they call themselves a pro? And also, you will be at the Florida SuperCon in Miami. I'll see you there. Perhaps you'll do a sketch meetup. And Miss Meredith rocks, rules. Rolls. Sometimes.
Drools.
No, it's R. It's got to be an R. I was going to say wretches, but that
doesn't fit.
Doesn't really fit.
Thank you, Brad. I don't know. There's you know what? There's no defined number on that one. I think, a definition, if you want the strictest definition, it would be once you're making your living doing something, then you're a professional. And I think, strictly speaking, yeah, that's the definition. But that rules out a whole lot of people that are clearly professionals. They might supplement their income other ways. But so I don't think that's a fair definition at all. So I would say, if you have work out there, you are a professional. I don't care what format that's in. And, there's no one that could tell you otherwise. And, I really wouldn't worry about that at all. That comes down to imposter syndrome, which I've been accused of having also, but yeah, I wouldn't worry about what anybody, because ultimately other professionals are totally worried about their own career. They're not, nobody's thinking, is this person really professional? I don't know if that really qualifies. Nobody's thinking that.
Well, if they are, you don't really need to be their friend anyway. Yeah. And Story by Osmosis has a suggestion. There's a recommendation for Logitech webcams to uncheck right light and auto options as well. I don't know what the right light is.
You know what? What I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do as soon as I... and by the way, I've been promising Henry that I'm going to get these things scanned and up, and I have not been doing it. I'm so sorry, Henry. I mean to, and I actually did scan a little bit of stuff, and but it just occurred to me because like among things that I promise I'm going to do, I want to uninstall Capture and try and reinstall it. Maybe see if I can go back with an earlier version and see how that goes. And if that doesn't work, then there's another program that you can use. I'm going to give that a shot.
Andy McDonald also says he or she wonder if it's an exposure issue, like it readjusts to the white of the paper after your comparatively darker hand goes in front of the camera.
Yeah,
That
certainly,
because with your hand still on the page, it's looking fine. Oh no, they're blinked out though.
right.
Who
And
knows?
now yeah, it's very random. Also, the fact that it's shooting out the way it is and leaving it's set to 65 degrees
Ugh.
and it's going to like 75. I don't know what it's going to, which is why you guys could all see my messy desk, which I always try and hide. Truthfully, I remember thinking I set everything up before I did my first live stream like 2 years ago now, and I thought, wow, my desk looks so terrible on camera. So I got a piece of paper and covered it, and I've been covering it ever since. Well, there you go. You guys have seen the truth.
Yep.
But yeah, so that to me, it seems like a bigger issue than any one of those things. I think all of those things could be true, but
Hey Dave,
Meredith,
are you doing a book of the week this week?
yes, yeah. Oh, and it's time.
It's
All right,
time.
I'm excited about this one.
It's time.
This is going to totally surprise Eric.
It's time. It's gonna surprise Eric. It's time for the book of the week.
Okay.
It's gonna surprise you.
This is the famous monster movie art of Basil Gogos. Basil Gogos. I keep saying the name wrong. With an introduction by Rob Zombie. Anyway, Basil Gogos passed away, I want to say 2017, so not long ago. And this is a compilation of a lot of it. This is actually a picture of Rob Zombie that he did quite a few years ago. He's got a lot of pencils in here. This is some of his earlier work. It says here this is his first professional illustration. This one here, which is, to me, it's too good to be somebody's first work. I mean, I'm not saying it's not, but man, it's pretty good. And so he did a lot of just random different illustration jobs and beautifully. And I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. There are some amazing things here. It's all really cool stuff. And I want to move into, there's all kinds of different stuff. Some wartime illustration. And then it really gets into some of his later 70s career. This one here is oil, but most of these are actually acrylic. And the funny thing is, he is so good with both that I actually cannot tell the difference until I look at what he's painted with. This one's also below. This is acrylic. This is oil. Anyway, the thing that really makes him stand out is just his incredible color. It's amazing. I mean, look at this one. This is one of my favorites. And obviously it's a bit of a disturbing picture, but that's actually part of the appeal as far as I'm concerned. And I love what he did with the blue, and he's got yellow for his skin and then purple put in there. And these would be black and white photos. He's using early monster Hollywood, monsters. They wouldn't have color. And so he's chosen that purple because it's a complement of yellow. So it really just pops off the page, and then brought it all together with the blue. My color theory is not so strong when it comes to describing this stuff. This is talking about Dan DeSantos again, but this is where having his insight into some of this would be really interesting. This is another one. I think I'm going to say this is acrylic, and it is acrylic. Anyway, I really love this one. You can really see the layering, especially. I think it's probably a little bit more difficult to see on the screen, but it's just disturbing. I mean, look at that. Bananas. And it's a pretty big book. And some of them are a little bit more, like this one's a little more natural with a palette. I don't even know what that is, but it's pretty cool. It's crazy. And so for the most part, the rest of the book, this is actually the cover image here. they're all headshots. Let me look at that. And I don't know how much of that lighting is really. I'm assuming most of that lighting would have been in the reference, but certainly not the color choices that he's made. He just brings so much drama. The purple kind of ghostly light that he has around Frankenstein is just crazy, and it's just a choice that I don't know where that came from. I don't know why it works. I would have thought that wouldn't work, if just thinking about it, but it looks incredible. And there are a few that are really some of my absolute favorites, like this one right here is really, really amazing. And what made him choose green at the top like that? Because normally you would see, generally speaking, you have a cool, like a yellow forehead, more of a reddish cheek area, and then more of a green or blue jaw area. And obviously that's like extremes, but that's kind of the theory when it comes to doing portraits. And here he is basically doing like a complete polar opposite. And now here he's gone the opposite way, and it just does not matter. I think his tone is so good that it just holds together anyway. And I'm skipping a bunch of drawing, which is beautiful, but there are some other ones like that one is just amazing. And so, yeah, I was looking through, we had an incident with water in the basement a few weeks ago, and I found this book when I was looking through what got damaged, and this one fortunately didn't. So, yeah, I just really wanted to show you guys this. Look at that.
All right.
Hold on, there's more. One of my favorites. And this is actually one of my favorite albums from, what is it, 400 years ago now? It's been a while, but I had no idea. I had this album, I had the CD, and I used to listen to it at Top Cow over and over again, and I had no idea it was a Basil Go-Go's cover. Actually, I saw an interview with him, with Kirk Hammett. Damn it. All right, I'll stop. There you go.
I'm going to start singing.
Fair enough. Look at that.
It's Frankenstein.
Book of the week. Stop. Famous monster movie art of Basil Go-Go's. So that's this week's book of the week. One of my favorites. I'm glad I found it again.
All right. Jim Klein has a super chat for $10. Dave, who would you recommend studying for cartoony lines with lots of line weight variation? I've been getting good results studying Brett Parson, Tank Girl, and Lagoon. Want to add more to my studies.
My strongest recommendation would be Andrew Robinson. If you can find, I did it. It was the book of the week a long time ago now. It is Dusty Star. I don't know how much of that he did. I had like an issue and a half, but that's enough. That stuff is so great. And it really, when you mention Tank Girl, the art is similar. I like it more. It's a taste thing, but yeah, I think he's like absolute top at doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, that would be my number one recommendation. Off the top of my head, based on what you just said, yeah, I think you should really take a look at that.
Atomic Art has a super chat for $1.99. Me and Art Jetta are going to make our own image comic. Gonna
Nice.
Gonna make their own image comic.
Image is a great place to go if you can do it, because they basically the deal, and it's no secret. And I'm sure a lot of you guys would even kind of know what it is, but they charge a flat fee just for printing, publishing costs, and that's it, right? Am I missing anything? I mean, that's pretty much all they charge. And so, what was it, Meredith? It's like $2,500.
I think so. But then there's more. There's more. It's not there's more than that though. There are other fees that come out of there.
Okay, but still, it's a very, very good deal. Would you not agree? You think it's not a good deal? Tell me.
It costs what it costs to make a comic. The printing, the shipping. It's not $2,500. But yes, the image deal is a good deal. Because they handle a lot of it for you.
Yes, and they take no ownership, which is unusual when it comes to publishing. Like if you do something for DC, a great company, highly recommend them. The creator owned deals are not necessarily as attractive because they'll take a piece. Now, the upside of that is that obviously they're Warner Brothers, and they want that piece because they want to potentially be able to exploit it and turn it into something. If you can do that without Warner Brothers, maybe that's not the best, but not many people can make a movie and make it happen as well as a major studio like that. So it's not necessarily such a bad deal, but they take a piece.
Spirit Retro has another super chat for $5, giving context to his earlier comment. He says he has a fascination with Catwoman's cowl form, the Batman cartoon. I'm really nervous about doing a callback to it. Because he asked about
Right. I'd say maybe try a few different variations. Just draw it straight up, and then try and make some changes and see if you come up with something that's has that feel but feels like its own thing. And I think that might be less difficult than you might think. When it comes to cowls, there are types of cowls that you can pretty much take whole cloth and you're fine. They're a little generic, and then there are some of them that are very iconic, obviously. So when I think of Catwoman, I think you would be fine aside from the ears and the goggles. You could do the goggles. You could do the ears, but you couldn't do them together, and you couldn't certainly do, you know what I mean?
All right. You know what I haven't done?
What?
Hit that like button, people. 430 people have liked the stream. 520 are watching. I'm going to be, what number am I going to be? Boop,
Man.
I'm 431.
Well, there you go.
Now it's 434. Maybe somebody else is 431. 446. We're going to get to 500.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
And if you have not already done so, subscribe. 254,000 number just keeps growing, Dave.
Yep.
Crazy.
How many more streams do we have until we take the summer break?
Oh, that's a good question. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more streams.
And then the summer break.
And the summer break.
The summer break we'll just be doing some more
Meredith's
art-focused
summer
streams.
break.
And yeah. So
It won't be on Monday. It's going to be on like Thursdays or whatever.
Generally, I've been doing them on Thursdays. I don't know if that's going to work because so Thursdays I bring our youngest to his horse riding, and it is like a 4-hour endeavor. I mean, it's not fast. And by the end of it, I'm wiped. So maybe, and I know Eric has stuff on Wednesdays. We'll figure out a day. We need to
figure a day. As long as it's not Monday. You can't have Monday.
We need to have like a vote. Figure out days that work for us, and then have a vote which day you guys like the best. But anyway, yeah.
Just pick a day.
Make
it so complicated. Just pick a day.
All right. We'll pick a day.
Well, Anthony G says, Meredith Finch, my birthday is tomorrow. Can I get my birthday song today?
No. It's tomorrow. You're out of luck.
It's Anthony.
I know.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anthony G. For tomorrow. Happy birthday to you.
So yeah, we're all
I
looking
just really
forward.
now make it as painful as possible for you, David.
We're all looking forward to the summer, obviously.
I'm just gonna spend the summer thinking up whatever I can do to modify the birthday song to make it as painful as possible for you, Dave. Because it's fun. It's fun to torture you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my favorite.
I know it is.
And we got 9:16. Yeah, I knew this one was going to be a little tough to get in under the wire.
Yeah, because I'm like 10 o'clock. I'm like,
Yeah, my hard deadline.
Son logs.
I don't know what I was thinking. I really wanted to have like the kind of head that's. Dang it. Complex costumes that I've never drawn before.
Yeah.
But he's fun, and I'm a huge fan, so it's worth it. It's just
And I feel like the next one doesn't come out for a while, unfortunately.
the next Witcher. Oh, you're talking about the show. No, we're talking about the game here.
No, I'm talking about the show.
And look, I love the show, but
I don't play video games.
I read the books.
I don't think you did, though.
I read one of the books.
Yeah, exactly.
I read one of the books.
Let's be honest here.
I feel like Brian from Family Guy.
Oh, faking that you were reading?
Yeah,
Faking that you're a reader?
that's right.
Wayne Blackman has a super chat for $5. Hey, guys. Sending my love and support. Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Really appreciate it.
Oh, everybody's suddenly saying that my singing's improving. I better go back to the singing badly. I don't want people to think that I can sing.
I don't think there's a huge amount of risk to that. I mean,
Oh, if I had something to throw at you right now. I'm throwing you deadly look instead.
right. Well, this picture is very quickly turned into, how fast can I get this lumped in here?
Nolan Rose is going to get banned. He says, I'm looking forward to your alternate format for the summer.
There you go.
That's like him saying he doesn't like having Meredith on.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, he said it was definitely my favorite time because I felt like I was learning things with every stream.
Also, no Meredith.
Banned. Nolan's banned. Eric says, isn't The Witcher getting a PS5 upgrade soon? You don't like playing it.
I don't like playing it.
Yeah. Did you play it?
Yeah, I played the whole game.
Oh.
Yeah, I just played through it again. And I think if it does get a PS5 upgrade, because I've got a PS5, I'll play it again. It's always, it's a good game, and it's just kind of worth going through again. I know they're working on another one, and I'm looking forward to that for sure. It's going to be great.
Spirit Retro has another super chat for £5. David, how dare never disagree with the wife. When you have a partner, you don't get the luxury of an opinion.
You know what? Here's the thing.
You do have an opinion as long as your opinion is my opinion.
Right. I get away with things on live stream that, I get the smackdown for otherwise. So I try and take advantage.
You do.
She really tries to come across as like this very nice person, which, no, she's not. So, I take advantage of the fact that she's constrained by her persona.
I want you guys to think I'm a good person.
That's right.
I'm a good human being versus the real me. Right? Princess knows the truth.
Yeah, this is getting just a little quick here, unfortunately, but
it is what it is.
Just
leave the head. Just draw the Witcher.
You know what?
The problem is you're loving the head.
Yeah, I am. And here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get everything blocked in, because what I'm doing right now is just blocking in with my brush, just my basic shadows. And then I will detail as much as I can before Meredith flips out and makes me go to bed. So that's pretty much how it's going to go.
The cat scared the bejesus out of me tonight. When I went back up for my sweater, she kind of like came out of a little corner of the room, and the lights are dark, like aren't on in the basement. And for a minute there, the way she was sitting, she looked like a possum.
Yeah,
with her
she
little pointy face and her gray coloring.
shrieked. And
Yeah.
I want to say, oh, I was concerned that something was wrong.
You weren't
I knew it was
concerned.
something stupid like that.
Something stupid like that.
And it was.
Yeah. Oh, guess what?
What? What?
We get more chickens tomorrow.
So when are you going to start naming them?
Well, I gotta wait. Everybody gets to pick. So there are 6 chickens to pick from and 5 ducks. So the people who chose the naming,
Right.
I'll post pictures of them on the flock page.
I've been waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Getting another chickens. I'm looking forward to my lavender Orpington.
Oh, no, I'm not looking forward to your chickens. I'm looking forward to getting them named.
Why?
Because
I got to build a new coop. I can't put all the new chickens in the coop with the other chickens after how difficult it was to integrate 2 more chickens into the group of 5. They are cliquey. They're cliquey like a high school girl group.
yeah, you figure, I mean, these things have effectively no brain, really. I mean, how much brain
Okay.
can you fit into one of those
The
things?
best part of it is you say chickens have no brain, but people who raise peacocks put a chicken in with the peacock because the peacock's not smart enough to figure out how to eat and drink. They have to watch the chicken chick do it.
Oh, wow.
So chicken is smarter than a peacock. Who knew?
That is crazy.
Yeah, bird brain. I learned that from Dr. Pohl.
That is crazy.
Hey,
I
I
don't know what
learned
to say.
stuff on TV.
Yeah.
Stuff that makes me smarter. So I can say stuff like
all right,
stuff.
all right, all right.
Oh my gosh. What is up with you? All right, all right, all right. This is what I do. I talk. I'm not just here to read the super chats, you know.
You really can't win. When you
That's-
stop talking, I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
I know. And then I talk and you're like, stop talking.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Worse than a woman.
Wow.
I can say that because I'm a woman and I can change my mind whenever I want to.
Okay.
It's my prerogative.
Okay.
Joe Donnelly says, don't diss the chickens. I love my girls.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing how charming chickens can be.
They are so fun.
They are.
So much fun. Dennis Kelly says, Meredith Finch, is that why it sounds like peacocks are always asking for help? They do. They're like, wow, wow. That's not a very good peacock, but
Yeah. No. Okay. First of all, I have no idea how they sound.
kind of like that. But
Kind of like
better.
that. But
Wow, wow.
this is like just getting worse and worse.
You know what we're hitting? This is like 9:24. So the next 35 minutes, you know what they are?
Yeah, me desperately trying to get finished before you fall apart.
the fatigue frenetic is what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not so much you getting upset because it's taking too long that I'm worried about. It's the you just completely falling apart and not making sense, and you know, that's what I always worry about.
Coming delirious
Yeah.
in my fatigue. Rike Ingles 123 wants me to make a remix between peacocks and crickets, which would go something like
No, Rike, why?
cricket, 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 cricket.
Okay.
I mean, I'm only doing what the stream asks for, Dave. Tagmo Model Works has a super chat for $5. Tonight's stream brought to you by David's Art and Meredith's Roar. Or Meredith's Cough.
Yeah. Meredith's what? I know I heard the cough, but
Meredith's Roar. Roar! Or Meredith's Batman. I'm Batman.
that's pretty good. I'll give you that.
I think they're going to hire me for the next movie.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares? I'm behind the mask. they can make me a molded suit that makes me look like I'm a.
Hey, look, if they can make Robert Pattinson look like Batman,
I bet he worked out.
he did. He was great. I totally was not a believer.
I tell you who I'm most impressed by though. Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Have you seen the shots of her
Oh,
for
as
the new
Thor.
Thor movie?
Yeah, she's got some guns.
Holy crap. I was stunned. I'm like, that can't be Matt. And it was. She looked like a totally different human being.
Yep.
She worked hard.
Oh yeah, she's had a tough off season.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't happen fast.
No. Yeah, she looks good. That should be well. By the way, the amount of people that I've heard that that really like Top Gun Maverick. Have you guys heard about that movie? I've heard so much about it lately. Everybody's saying it's really good. So that one I actually really want to get to.
Oh,
the
yeah.
theater to see.
Everybody's loving it. Like,
Yeah.
loving it.
So that's on my hopefully this weekend list. Get out and see that one.
Maybe take Isaac.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to say I'll go, but
You won't, I know.
I have this place that I call home. And I have a hard time leaving it now.
Yeah.
I've gone out for dinner. I've
Yeah.
become a homebody. I don't know what happened to me.
Shadow that down here.
Oh, Dennis Kelly says my I'm Batman is on par with Will Arnett.
Wow, that is high praise.
Yeah.
I would like to see Will Arnett do Batman again. He was
Yeah.
doing the Lego Batman,
Yeah.
and was it the best movie? It wasn't my favorite, I'm gonna be honest, but he was so good. And I'd
He was great.
love to see him get another shot at that. I don't know if he would do it, but it'd be great to see.
Dan Genovese says Maverick was one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
Wow. See, that is high praise.
Yeah. Geek Hazu says they say it's a great movie, old school style, no distraction, just pure entertainment, like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, see, that's what we want.
Yeah.
I feel like we're not so hard to please, as an audience.
Nick from Detroit says my I'm Batman's better than Ben Affleck's. And Tom Teacher says he's quoting you. I'm just worried you'll become incoherent. And then Meredith, he quotes Meredith as saying, "Wah, wah." Cricket, 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 cricket.
Yeah. All right.
Very funny. You done?
No. I am done blocking in the shadows.
I'm like, what? We're getting out early.
Yeah. We should all be so lucky. So I've got the shadows blocked in. Now I'm just going to start blocking in sharpen my. I'm totally out of it. I was trying to sharpen my pen.
Now who's become incoherent?
Yeah. I'm just trying to get this done as quickly as I can. I really hate leaving these off. And I can't expect Meredith to stick around for too much past 10. I find usually, unless you're really having a rough night, I can make another 10 minutes if I absolutely need to, but
yeah, no. Samuel Reyes says, my wife looked up from what she was doing as soon as Meredith mentioned the lavender Orpington.
What is a lavender Orpington?
It's a chicken we're getting.
Oh,
It's like a lavender chicken. We're getting a lavender Orpington, a buff Orpington, a silver lace Wyandotte, and a French Moran.
but they're all chickens.
But they're all chickens.
It's a whole lot of fancy names for chickens.
I know, aren't they? It's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm most excited about the Orpingtons and the Moran because the Moran's going to lay a dark brown egg.
Oh,
Like a
man.
dark brown egg.
Mhm.
I have so many eggs right now. I need more egg clients. Girls are being prolific. Hopefully Isaac got the eggs tonight. She said, Samuel Reyes says, she said, get those cool chickens. They need Orpingtons too. Eric Grove says, Meredith Finch, they all taste the same.
That's right.
They will in 2 years when they stop laying. No, there's some I could eat and some I couldn't.
Yeah, they're going to become pets just like every other thing around here. It's a real problem.
Like, who knew that you get me out in the country and I just keep adding to the flock?
Who knew? Yeah, I could have seen that one coming.
You didn't.
I didn't.
You didn't know.
Oh, I knew.
You didn't know I didn't know I was a collector of
I knew.
animals. How could you know if I didn't know?
You were talking about getting a cow before we even got out here.
I know, but nobody's
I knew
getting
we
a
were in
cow.
for, and we're not. Thankfully, we're not getting
No,
a cow.
we're not
but
getting a
yeah,
cow.
Oh man, there was no illusion. I knew this was going to be a disaster.
I mean, a mini Jersey is super cute, but no, I only have 8 stalls in my barn, and those are for horses. I mean, when we build a new barn, just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Sort of, I'm kidding. Don't tell Dave.
Okay.
I am kidding, Dave. Just relax. Don't get all stressed out. Anthony G says, just wait until the kids are out of the house.
Oh, I know. Yeah, this is when things really spin out of control. I totally agree. And less things to concentrate on. You need something to do. She's already there, though. Really?
I got baby horses coming.
Yeah. I mean, we still have the kids, but they're getting a little bit older. They're a little more independent. And yeah, she got horses. Out of control.
Yeah. Next, okay, Dennis Kelly is perfect. He says, Meredith Finch, your new catchphrase is because I'm Batman. So whenever you say why, I can just say because I'm Batman. And that's what I'm gonna do. When you say why about when I get another mini donkey. John D. Harvey, 2 words, mini donkey. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me, John. They're so freaking cute. I've thought about it. No, we did not get pigs. Extreme maybe said we had pigs here for 3 days.
3 days? Was it only 3 days? No.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they went back Sunday. They went to their new home Sunday.
Felt like we had those things for months.
Too long.
Pigs are not my favorite.
3 days too long.
Oh,
Not my thing.
Yeah.
No piggy piggies. I mean, they were massive pigs too.
And look, they were. I'm sure they were nice. I don't know. I got nothing good to say about them. They're pigs. It was not great. They didn't smell great.
They did not smell good.
I think my biggest concern with them, though, is when they show up here, and I knew it was only temporary, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, we're going to have these pigs forever now.
No.
Oh, you never know.
No.
Things could go wrong.
No. They were not staying.
Yeah, they didn't. So
I have a requirement now for animals.
Okay.
After having the sheep, the
Okay.
little lambs. The requirement for the animal is that the poop needs to be easy to clean.
Here's my requirement.
If it is not easy to clean up and dispose of, then I cannot have that animal. Horse poop is the easiest thing in the world to clean up.
My requirement is that they can't poop.
Yeah, Dave wants a robot dog.
That'd be perfect.
He thinks that we should have a robot dog.
With a remote shut off.
Yep.
Just get a statue. Good.
I'll get you a stuffed animal.
Perfect. Actually, we had, those little stuffed animals that would react to you and you could go boo and they go, ooh, that kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about? Isaac had one.
Oh, was it a Furby?
Yes. Isaac had a Furby, our youngest. This is a long time ago now. And that stupid thing
It was a Chewbacca Furby.
it was a Chewbacca Furby, and it would just go off, and there's no off button on those stupid things. Like, there is truly no off button, and it would just go and go and go. Anyway, we moved here, and I pulled it out of a box, and it was a stressful day, and that thing just it was going. It would not shut up. And I threw that thing against the floor 6 times as hard as I could before it finally shut up.
Is this recently?
Well, it's when we moved here. So last year.
It's in our bedroom somewhere in a box.
And not anymore. Oh, it's gone.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
100% sure?
What's that?
100% sure?
100%? No. I'm sure, but
Did you throw it in garbage?
Look, I'm sure that I did, but
I don't think
the way you're saying this right now, I think I
I
must
feel
be
like
wrong.
I've seen it within the last 6 months.
Okay, well, anyway, it doesn't work anymore. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yes, it does. Because when I saw it,
Come on. Okay, well,
those things are possessed. So they put a soul in those things.
I slammed it onto the. Oh, I was so mad. Like, shut up.
Jim
God,
Klein has a super chat for $10. Let's get back to the point of this stream. Dave, do you have any tips for drawing in a style with minimal or no hatching? I find images tend to look so bold when it's at the blocked in shadow phase of things. Have you done this in your art before?
I have, yeah. Especially when I started at Marvel, and it's a debatable thing. And I've wondered. I did Ultimate X-Men, and I had very minimal rendering, and I did that actually for a few reasons, but ultimately it doesn't matter. I had very little rendering, and it was working. I think the book was selling pretty well, and it seemed to be going well. When I started Avengers, I was kind of still doing that, and over the years, I've gotten more and more rendered, and it might be a mistake. It's hard for me to stop. Like, frankly, I don't think I'm going to stop, so I might as well let it go. But yeah, I've thought about that a lot. So my tip would be, now this, wait for it to come back into focus, really doesn't have any rendering. It's not the best example because I just blocked in just with shadow quickly. So these aren't really the most realized shapes, and I'm going to work with them just a little bit. But my key, I would say, for me anyway, to make this kind of thing work without any rendering is, first of all, I'm going to go ahead, and I've got my light coming from kind of my standard direction, really, from this way. And so, and I've done this before. You guys have seen me do this, but just to show you again really quickly, just with a circle, I'm going to go away from the light, much thicker with my line, and then much thinner with my line toward the light. And then if I overlap, because I'm coming away from the light, this is going to go thicker here and then thicker here. And I really want to make sure that that point is really solid. I don't want that line to be broken. I can actually break right here because that's going toward the light, and it still really works. So that's really my theory all the way around. Like here, I've got actually a little bit of shadow because the nose comes in, and this would be taut, like tight fabric. So I'm just going to go a little bit thicker there. I just kind of like to do that. A little thicker in here. And out of the eyes, that'll be dark. Here, this is away from the light. So it's going, it's curving under. This is curving under, so I'm going to go thicker. This is all curved under. I'm going to go thicker. I'm not using any shadow at all right now. I'm just doing line weight under the ear here. And going through this picture here and doing that. So this curves slightly under here. I'll go a little bit thicker, thinner again. This curves under again. So, and here, this is all kind of underside, so it should be a little bit thicker. Here, I want this line to be thicker, and then this can be thinner because it's coming up toward the light more. This will be thicker. And I can just go through and methodically work through the whole picture like this, and you can get something that is very realized and finished and out of focus without any rendering at all. It's really not necessary, and I could just have a style that is just finished like this. This is underside. I'm going to go thicker here, and then thinner as it kind of comes back up. This should be thinner. And then some of these lines, like these, I'm not thinking of as rendering so much as just little micro folds in his hand here. And so, yeah, and his hair is obviously a mess. Like as much as I like something that's blocked in, the details still need to be right for it to work. But yeah, that's how I would go about it. And I would just avoid like this kind of rendering that I have here and some of this on the arm. I could just leave out, and it's not actually necessary. I personally like it. It might actually be hurting my work, and it can be frustrating how hard it is to really know, because I don't know. All I know is, you make your best judgment and hope that other people agree with you.
All right. Eric sent me a link to a video with a Furby, an organ made of Furbies.
Sorry, what's an organ?
An organ, like they play in church,
Oh,
made of Furbies.
yeah, nobody's
I'm
seen.
going to play that for you while you're sleeping tonight, because I wake up always, and you're going to have a Furby nightmare.
Perfect. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. If you think you're in the Furby Twilight Zone. There's some talk about, I think, F1.
Yes. So this weekend was Monza, which is not Monza. Monza's in. It was Monaco. And Ferrari had a great qualifying. They were 1 and 2. Or were they 1 and 3? I think maybe Perez was in. Anyway, Charles Leclerc. Look, I'm trying to draw fast here. Had pole, and on the race, everybody else was hoping for rain, which is exactly what they got. It made things pretty chaotic. And both Max Verstappen from Red Bull and Charles were a little conservative with their tire choice when they switched. He ended up losing the lead and was not able to. It's the type of race where you just can't get it back. So anyway, it was heartbreaking for Ferrari, but great for Checo Perez, who is another one of my favorites. He won. So especially after last week when he was in the lead, he had to switch it out and give it to Max Verstappen. So there you go. And my favorite racer, Daniel Ricciardo, had another really rough week. It's not great to see.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, you're devastated. I understand.
Yeah, so sad. So, yeah. Talk to me. The stream is kind of digressed as well. Oh, we have 604 likes.
That's awesome. That's great.
There's some talk. Part of the stream is talking about Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the stream is talking about Furbies.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the stream is talking about Formula One.
We've lost you guys.
We've totally abandoned. Like they're done. They've like. Oh, here we go. Luke for Wardson says, "Looking good."
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Jim Klein says, "Thanks for the demo, Dave."
You're very welcome. Yeah, thank you so much to Luke and to Jim for bailing us out of an awkward situation of Meredith trying to get me to come up with something to say out of the blue.
Devin Vo says, "Great job as usual, Dave."
Thank you so much. You know what the worst question I ever get is? It's, what's the craziest thing that ever happened to you at a convention?
Oh, that you hate that crap.
I don't know what to say. I've had some crazy things that I'm not going to repeat because, but yeah. And I also, I mean, you know this, Meredith, I don't have a memory.
No, he doesn't. We live in the moment.
Like I forget. We fight, believe it or not. I'm sure you can. And I can't remember what we fought about a day before or a day later.
Neither can I. So that's why we work.
Yeah, we would.
Nobody holds a grudge.
Totally
not worth it.
Bailed years ago if we were holding, because I mean, I'm sure we both have reasons, many times over to say that's it. But yeah,
you have no reason. I'm perfect.
You are. That's true. It's all you have reason.
Right.
But we don't remember. So
right.
So we're good.
I couldn't give you one now. Because I can't remember.
Yeah.
Black Tiger 01 has a super chat for $2. When blocking in, do you start with the torso or the head?
It depends. I start with the torso. That's a standard way to start. But I don't know if you notice, I started this with the head, and mm, I probably do that more than I realize. So you're supposed to start with the torso. I mean, that's because basically your torso is your body, and your head, arms, and legs are all appendages from that body. So it makes sense to start with the body first. But my head placement a lot of times is just too important. So I start with the head. Another reason to start with the head is if I have a figure, it's all drawn in, like this figure, for instance, it's all drawn in, and I need to draw another figure. Well, starting with the head, I want to know exactly where that figure is in terms of height. I want to size the figure properly. So sizing the head is my favorite way of doing that. So yeah, I tend actually to start with the head. So yeah, there you go. That answer came full circle. I do tend to start with the head. It's not correct to do that, but I find I do it that way. Probably, I want to say almost more often than not. The only time I know definitively I start with the body is when I'm drawing like an example sketch or something like that. So be interested to see actually, because I so many times when I'm drawing, usually when I'm drawing, I'm not thinking about what I'm doing first or whatever. And like right now, I'm moving around this picture. He's got some more. Let me just get this in here. And I don't have any particular reason. And I've seen enough other artists draw, and they say, I'm just jumping around. It's my how my brain works. It can get a little chaotic. Well, I think we all kind of do this because everything interrelates, and so as things become more detailed, it starts to make a clearer picture in your head of what other areas will look like. I think,
Dan DeSantos has the worst question.
Oh,
Dan says, the worst question is it done?
Yeah, that is the worst question.
And Anthony G says, Meredith, tell Dave I'm only slightly offended. I didn't get a follow on Instagram last week.
What? Anthony?
Nope.
Anthony, if that's the case, I missed you, and I will rectify that as soon as I can.
Shame.
Yeah, no,
Shame.
That's
Rick Anglaze 123 says, Meredith, here's an idea. We make a cart race from the Monday Night Draw and we call it Floccula 1. Boom.
Oh, that's money right there. And everybody knows Formula One is super cheap to run, so we could totally do that.
Yeah, totally. You could totally do it.
We just need,
sell the horses, get into Formula One.
a few sponsors. Microsoft.
Yeah, there you go.
My connections at Microsoft totally make that happen.
Yeah. We know so many people.
That's right.
We're like down with
My
peoples.
My buddy Bill Gates. He's been saying for ages, Dave,
Yeah, just come work for me, Dave.
Something I could throw some money at.
Yeah. Why? Don't you wanted to have a Formula One car, Dave?
Yes. You can actually buy old Formula One cars. I don't know if they actually work or not, but I just saw, I think it was Ayrton Senna's car just sold it. I'm probably wrong and it's something else. But anyway, a classic Formula One car just sold for an absolute fortune. So whatever. You could do it if I had the money.
Some other really bad questions are from ID Chris. Worst question. Are you going to leave it like that?
Oh, yeah. Honestly, the worst questions for me are, don't you think his whatever looks a little off? And I've put so many hours into this thing and to fix it, and it does. It's like it's not wrong. Or they're not wrong. I can see that it's off, but in order to fix it, it's not a small thing. And I end up having to do it. Yeah, that's after 20 hours of working on a picture, that's a heartbreaking thing to hear. How are we doing for time? We're doing great.
Yep.
Doing all right.
9:50. All right. It's art. Anthony's art is Skeletoni art.
Oh, well, you can't blame me, Anthony. I don't know that. Okay, well, I'll find it now. So I just found out that Nathan Cabrera from my old Top Cow days has an Instagram. I can't remember what it is exactly, but anyway. So yeah, Nathan Cabrera, he's one of the original, guys from when I first started. He was 18. Him and Victor Yamas were both 18. And I was 22, so they were a few years younger. And he started out just moving boxes. And every time, like we'd all be sitting there working, we're all drawing. Every time the boss would go upstairs, he would plunk down at a desk and just start drawing. And then you could see them coming down. You could see their feet first. He would jump up and start working again. And he did that. I thought, man, you were so going to get fired. For sure, I thought he was getting fired. And next thing you know, we used to do color separations. And so it would all be done colors. We used to do color guides and then separation. So the guides were done on a little piece of paper with markers, and then you would use that. And the computer colorist would color it based on that. And I think that was a bit of a throwback to how things used to be done. And so he ended up helping with some computer or some color guides. And then he went from there. He created a children's show that was on the air. He co-created it. There was another creator too. It's on the air for a little while. Anyway, I haven't seen him for ages, and I lost contact. So excited. So apparently, the thing that he's working on now, Meredith.
Yeah.
There's the Formosa Diner in LA. It's a famous diner. They just redesigned it. He did the redesign for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Anyway, I just found that out today. So there you go.
Wow. All right, I'm falling behind on super chats. Black Tiger 001 has a super chat for $2. Same on Insta. How much just to sit in Senna's car?
Ooh.
Nigel Manziel's car just sold for over $4 million.
That's what I was talking about then. There you go. Yeah, can you imagine? Now, Nigel Mansell's car, Nigel Mansell's or Ayrton Senna's car, these would be in a private collection somewhere. And yeah, I don't think they're letting anybody sit in it, but that would be pretty amazing. That'd be something.
All right. Michael Johnson Curry has a super chat for $4.99. Since there's no income from original art sales for digital art, what are methods you've seen for digital artists to supplement their income?
Well, NFTs is one that I've seen just lately. It's gotten a really bad rap, deservedly or undeservedly, whatever. It's honestly, I'm not interested in debate. I'll leave that to you guys, but it is potentially an income stream for digital artists. So, whether it's something that you would want to do or not, that's a different question. But that's one. Going to conventions and selling prints. Now, unfortunately, I sell prints at conventions, but it is a legal gray area. I actually legally cannot because I don't own the copyright. So it means I can't sell them. Like I can't set up a web store and sell them that way. But I can do it at conventions, and colorists certainly can do, and they do. And that could be a color. Now I'm thinking of colorists. I'm completely, I apologize. Digital artists can make really good money selling prints. You can do very, very well. I remember Greg Horn would just clean up at shows, and I think he still does. Well, I know he still does. I still see him at shows, and he's got a line of people out there at the show waiting to buy his prints, and that's not a bad thing. So it's certainly possible to make money that way. Beyond that, I kind of don't know. I think you're kind of walking away from original art sales. I would think to some extent, certainly. there's no making up for what you can potentially get from original art. The downside being when you're starting, your original art isn't going to be that much, like worth that much. And if you're working on a character that people are not familiar with or they're not as invested in, it's not going to be worth much. And so I think it's easy to just decide that it's just working digitally. Companies really like it. It makes it easier to get work. I can see how people walk away from original art.
Spirit Retro has another super chat for £2. I think it's the line of balance. Add a weight. Add a weight?
Line of balance, add a weight.
This is from back when you were talking about some.
So I was talking about line weights.
Yeah.
And the line of beauty. Not all at the same time. So I'm not sure, but I will say I've never heard it called the line of balance. But I don't want to say like that doesn't mean that I think that's wrong. That actually sounds totally appropriate to me. I've always heard it. Well, I've only heard it really the line of beauty because I know it from one book in particular.
Henry Jeremick's threatening me, Dave. Says Meredith Finch. Meredith, one of these days you're going to be surprised. That's all I can say for now. That feels like a warning or a threat.
I suppose if you choose to take it that way, sure.
Henry! Don't scare me, Henry.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's probably not threatening your life.
No, probably not. I think I'm safe.
Yeah.
He likes Monday Night Draw too much. How you doing there, DD?
I'm doing great. We're actually doing pretty well. I'm making time. What time is it? 9:58. Yeah, it's going better than I thought it was. There's going to be a few things that I'm not going to be able to do. Like the head here is going to end up just as it is for right now. And
I have to tell you,
yeah,
I'm loving his armor, like the center section and the arm pieces.
Thank you. I designed that myself just now.
Did you?
No.
But I love it.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
You did a great job on the costume.
Thanks. It's the costume from the game. I didn't design it.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying I love your rendering of it.
Well, thanks.
And Black Tiger, whoops, is that right? Black Tiger 001 has another super chat for $2. Digital artists can make variants of a single piece.
There you go. Now, I don't know what the market is for that. Is it strong? That's the other question. I know you can do that, but are buyers buying into it? And hopefully they are. Like I don't think there's anything about digital art that makes it less, anything than art that's done on paper. And it's a shame that you kind of can lose out on that value. And I don't think it should be that way. I mean, so if people are starting to buy into that and that's working, I think that's great.
That's awesome. Henry tells me it's not a threat. I promise.
All right.
All right. And Spirit Retro also said maybe center line would have been better to say coming down the center line. All right. Sokol has a super chat for $5. Good evening, Meredith and Dave. Do you guys think college is worth it for a creative career, or should one learn art as a hobby? Thanks in advance.
Okay. I'm going to say my traditional answer to that would have been no. I think you're better off to, and that doesn't mean you're pursuing it as a hobby. What it does mean is that if you are doing what you need to do to learn how to do this, you should be able to do it on your own. I did so many people, almost everyone that I know that is working in comics for sure. Just taught themselves, and you guys are doing it now. I mean, so many of you that are, watching videos, this is exactly how I learn, not from videos as much, but from books, and it's the same basic kind of idea. You really shouldn't be waiting for a class to give you an assignment. You should be pursuing this yourself. And if you're not doing that, I don't think that it's going to be very easy to make it unless you're extraordinarily just naturally gifted, which some people are, and we all hate them. At least me.
Jim Klein says, I feel like I've heard them use the term Line of balance used interchangeably with line of action, with how the character is positioned.
Right now,
Or
line of
cell
action I
line.
consider to be something different. That's so for a character, um, I'm going to draw like an arc. There you go. And now I can draw his body on there. Here's his pelvis. Here's his leg. This is obviously a really crappy figure, but there's his leg. His arm is coming out this way. His head's this way. My other arm, I'll put out this way, and then my leg, will be like this. And so, generally speaking, my whole body is following that line this way. That would be a line of action. A line of beauty is more just if I have hair and I shape it all like this, it's just not as interesting as if I do this. It just looks nicer. That's all it is. So,
John D. Harvey has a super chat. For
I
$2.
wasn't finished though. Can I just?
Yeah. keep going.
Okay, so when I was talking about schooling, that's always how I felt, but I feel like I'm wrong a lot because if you want to work in video games, for instance, there are some great schools for that, and you can not only learn skills that will help you learn how to do video game design, that kind of thing, work on different programs, but they also can really get you in front of companies that can get you started in the business. And that is very, very valuable. You want to know that you're getting into that kind of a school in order to get there. But there's that. And then also, if you want, if you want to be a painter, an illustrator, you're not going to very easily do that on your own. That's something that you're much better going to school for. Mike Buckus, I know teaches at, I can't remember the school. Mike Buckus, by the way, is phenomenal. Movie poster artist, that kind of thing. And I know Art Center in Pasadena, I think Drew Struzan went there. There are some incredible schools and the best painters out there. I know Dan DeSantos went to university. I think you need that for some careers. For comics, in my experience, you don't, and I think you're almost kind of better off getting like a business degree or something like that can help you, not end up destitute when you're older. And by destitute, I mean not from not being able to work, but not saving your money. All right.
All right. And the final super chat comes from John D. Harvey for $2. Your thoughts on Carl Kopinski?
Gosh, I don't feel like I really actually have much of a. He's incredible. He's a painter and incredibly sensitive. My understanding of what he does, I think, is too limited for me to really do it justice by trying to describe his work. I think it's, if you're not familiar, you really should just Google it right now and take a look. It's really incredible. It shows you just how much you can get with absolute subtlety. So yeah, that would be my opinion. Not much of an opinion, unfortunately, because I don't understand that. I just appreciate it. So yeah, that's it for this one. We didn't get the head done, but it's 10:04. It's about time for Meredith to go to bed. And Ross Klein says he's awesome. Yeah, he absolutely is. So yeah, this was a blast. I had a great time. Oh wait, I gotta sign it. Never like signing. I feel superstitious about signing something until it's completely finished, but
yeah, it's been working for you.
Well, I feel more superstitious about finishing a live stream and not signing it. So
there you go.
That wins.
It's like which superstition is the one that's going to win out?
And look, the best I can say is I hope that we have the camera worked out next week. I really do. I don't know. I've been trying, and I thought, okay, we'll get it. Hopefully, wish us luck. So yeah, everyone, please have a great week. We will see you guys next week. I'm still not sure what we're going to be doing. I have a couple of good ideas. Tarzan, I like that one. So, but we'll see what it is next week. Anyway, Meredith, help me out because
4 more streams to go before summer vacation. I hope everybody has an amazing week. Be safe, have fun, draw lots, and we will see you next week.
All right.
With the flock.
All right. Good night, everyone.